All right. I'll do one song and then I'll switch. Eu vou andar nas águas, eu vou e comer manjar, o doce abai, minha rainha, o doce abai, vem olhar luar, o doce abai, minha rainha, o doce abai, vem olhar luar. Eu chamo, ela vem, e ela vem pra me buscar. Vou mergulhar no mar profundo, vou me limpar nas águas de Iemanjá. Vou mergulhar no mar profundo, vou me limpar nas águas de Iemanjá. Now I'm done with it. Thank you. I feel called to share a little bit about this song I'm going to sing. It's called the Mool Mantra. The Mool Mantra is the first line in the first book of the Sikh faith, and it starts with Ek Onkar Satnam. Ek is creator, Ong is creation, Satnam is our truth, or Kar is oneness. Creator and creation are one, and this is the truth that we continue to live in and breathe in together. Ek Onkar Satnam Karta Purik Nirbhav Nirbhair Akal Amrit Ajuni Sebangur Beside Jabad Say 주가 있어 나니까 호시 베이사 공갈 사이드나 karta puedik nirpo nirver akar puedik ay tuni sebang guru bersad jabai say God side heavy side Nanika hosi beside Ekong kar second on Karta pulik nearby near akal mudi ay juni prasad outside Jugari side, heaven side, Nanika hosi side. Oh, thank you so much. Appreciate that. And I'm getting ready to just sing one last song here before we open our service. And this is the Peace Prayer of St. Francis. I grew up Catholic. I'm a recovering Catholic in some regard. And it's kind of the thread of Catholicism that's gone with me on my journey, being instruments of peace. And I just wanted to share one quote on service that I've been reflecting on this week that's come into the field. It's by Rabindranath Tagore. He was a Bengali poet, philosopher, won a Nobel Peace Prize in 1913. And he says, I slept and dreamed that life was joy. I awoke and found that life was service. I acted and behold,
I was like, what is the frequency of that clicking the system?
What was the discovery?
I slept and dreamed.
I slept and dreamed that life was joy.
I awoke. That life was service. I acted, and behold, service is joy. And so CJ is going to get into kind of the anatomy and the physics of that a little later, and the potency of how selfless service stimulates serotonin within the body. And it's really cool when you can understand the chemistry of how we tick. So I'm going to sing one last song here for us. Drink. Thank you. Is the guitar on still? Lord, hear this prayer of mine, and with this prayer of mine, day by day, oh Lord, I pray. thy peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. And where there's sadness, joy. O divine Master, grant that I may not so much seek to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love. For it's in giving that we receive, and it's in pardoning that we are pardoned, and it's in dying that we are born to eternal love. Lord, hear this prayer of mine, and with this prayer of mine, day by day, oh Lord, I pray. Lord, make me an instrument. Lord, make me an instrument of thy peace, of thy peace, of thy peace, of thy peace, of thy peace. Thank y'all. Okay. Oh yes, great. Here we go.
Hey.
We have a little opening welcome song for the new folks. This is what we've been singing at the beginning. It's a little just an opening chant, short chant. We're going to add to it as time goes along. It's our Vital Living song, and the words go: share your love, clear the static away, embrace the vital in your life today. Vital living, vital way. Mahalo, mahalo, aloha, eh. We're going to try it.
You ready?
Yeah. You can sing if you can too.
Share your love, clear the static away. Embrace the vital in your life today. Vital living, vital way. Mahalo, mahalo, aloha, eh.
One more time.
Share your love, clear the static away.
Embrace the vital in your life today. Vital living, vital way. Mahalo, mahalo, aloha. Thank you, Pavana. And thank you for the beautiful opening music from Pavana. It's so inspiring.
Thank you
you.
so much.
And gathering for July. And for our newcomers, I kind of just wanted to give a short introduction as to what we're here about. My name is Lori Kimata, and my partner Nicole McNamara and I created the Vital Living a while ago, a year and a half or something like that. And just in the inspiration of bringing community together and beginning to teach and share and support a really a vital lifestyle. And we created a 501c3 nonprofit. It's a spiritual organization, and it's completely non-denominational, so it embraces all different spiritual beliefs. And we have embraced some wonderful ambassadors who have come on board, and a couple of them are here today, and many of them are traveling, and some at the fair and all around. So we're monthly gathering here on the third Sunday of each month, and we're starting now at 4:30. And we've had themes all the way through, starting last December. And we started with the Vis. I'm just going to kind of catch people up a little tiny bit. That with the Vis is like the healing power. The Vis, not Medicatrix Nature, the healing power of nature. And that is really what the Vital Living spiritual organization is about. It's about really connecting with that part of nature, that the power that you can plug into when times get rough, or when you need to, or just any time that feels that you want to feel the mana or the prana. They call it chi in Chinese, and ki in Japan, and prana in India, and mana in Hawaii. And it's that vital force, and that's what Vital Living is about. And then in January we started with the theme of change and transformation, because that's the beginning of the year, and that's how we begin to open ourselves to new things and let the old things sort of fall away that don't serve us any longer. And so that was January, transformation, change. And if I'm not mistaken, I think February was about balance. So people can correct me if I'm not getting it, but balance. So once you have that change going, something new, we really have to keep the balance in our lives. We have to be able to sort of like weigh the things that are working and weigh the things that aren't, and weigh the aspects of our lives to create that space so that we're not teeter-tottering too much and falling one side. We're just keeping that nice balance in our life. And after balance, we kind of got the balance thing. We need to make sure to keep on reminding ourselves to nourish deeply, and allow ourselves to eat well, and to connect with the earth, and to do our oxygen rich in exercises and movements, to make sure that we're fueled in so many ways, to nourish ourselves in emotional ways, in ways to spend time by ourselves and times with our support team, and really looking at different ways of nourishing ourselves in our lives, everyday lives. So following nourishment, so many people think of cleansing, and that's, we've got to cleanse ourselves first. But I always felt like we need to nourish first. We need to be nourished and healthy and well, and then we have the power and the energy to cleanse ourselves. So April was about cleansing, and really clearing again away those things that we no longer served us, and finding things to help our liver detoxify our whole body, and ways to connect with that as well. And once we're cleansed, we had some Corey has shared many Ayurvedic secrets and mysteries about how to keep our body really balanced and cleansed. And then May was rejuvenation. So I always, when I do my plans in my work that I do, naturopathic work, I always make rejuvenation plans. So this is your health rejuvenation plan, and that means ways to like make things anew. So now that you're cleansed and you have space, you can rejuvenate your life with all kinds of new ideas and new ways of being, and things that serve you in your new self, your new nourished, cleansed, balanced self. And last month in June, we explored flow. And flow is really about, okay, so now that you are rejuvenated, how do you be present, and how do you see where your life wants to flow? Because if you're just going with every single tide, every single where, and you're not sure, if you're not grounded enough and you're not nourished enough, then sometimes flow is very difficult. It becomes like whoosh, and you're gone. So instead, if we can harness and embrace all those themes and those ideas in the beginning of this year, then we come and we're flowing. And in our flow, now we come to this month. And this month is about service. And I feel like service is a really interesting one. So I thought that, it's a kind of a little small gathering to this today. And I thought maybe people could share a minute or a little bit about service in their lives. And I don't know if there's maybe some of the ambassadors could share something in a little bit, and some of the other people maybe if there's something about how you feel you do serve, or if you feel like there's ways that you need to serve yourself, serve self nourishment and self rejuvenation, all those things to get yourself into a place to serve others, sort of effortlessly or selflessly. And there's different kinds of service. Sometimes you're serving like you're a waitress and you're serving food and you're getting paid, and it's not totally selfless, and that's okay, because that is a type of service as well. You're definitely serving people. So I don't know if there's anyone out there that wants to share some comment, or have a feeling about, if Sarah, I don't know if you wanted to share that. It might be a good time, and then anyone else that's interested can just shout out.
All right. I'm not usually taller than people. Hi, everyone. So I just have a brief share. I think that service is a huge part in my life because it's what helped me find myself. I went through a big breakdown of my old self and wanting to find purpose and wanting to find a way to be part of good things, and wanting to just find a new positive way of life. I was a party animal for many years. So trying to self-care and find a new connection to life and make it feel more purposeful, right? And so I started just throwing myself out there to all these different nonprofits. I just started getting integrated in all these things that I might be interested in, but it just caught my eye. So I started with like beach cleanups because I love the earth and I wanted to help. And I always get so sad about all the trash and plastic on the beach. So I got integrated into that, and I got integrated into these spiritual organizations and just started donating so much of my time. And it really helped me to then, one, plug into these people, right? And be inspired by all these people doing great things that I didn't really know about at the time. And so I started learning skills and ways to help other people, and also seeing like, that one, I don't really resonate with that one, but I'm glad I did it. And being able to have that awareness to say, I'm going to try something new, and being led to a new one. And sometimes one led me to meeting someone else who told me about another one, right? So it trickle effects. It's always this domino where you meet the right person and it leads you to the next phase. And so I seem to always be integrated into some sort of nonprofits. And now I've always seemed to get myself on the board or something. And so it becomes also, once we do this, the balance, right? What you were talking about of, okay, because I started giving away, I was working like 80, 90 hours a week, with my job and volunteering. So it had to become, whoa, like let me hone in on where my service is most beneficial for me and others. So I think there's many stages that being of service can bring us through, but it's a beautiful practice to learn more about ourselves and what's needed on the planet, right? There's so many needs, and we don't necessarily know what means more to us until we get out there and try. So I love today. I love that we're going to work with the land, because I think working with the land is one of the most important parts of service we have as being humans on this planet, especially nurturing the food that feeds us. So I'm really excited about today, and I hope you guys feel inspired working with us and supporting Honolulu Farms. So that's my little share. I hope it helps.
Anyone else have anything they are just feeling they are called to say? I don't want to leave it out. Okay, I want to do a little service exercise before we get into the earth and before we hear from CJ. And it's because we're going to maybe use some muscles and some back and shoulder and arm things. So would it be okay if we all stood up and we kind of got in a little line here? And this is, I don't really think I need this little mic. So we're going to do a little massage service for each other. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to stand in a little line here. All right. Right behind the other person on the little mat, just standing in them. It might be a height thing, but even look at it. I can even reach here. So just in a little line. And we're going to put our hands on the person in front of ourselves' shoulders. Okay. So you can be the front. I'll do the circle, but I think that a line works better.
Don't feel you have to. You don't want anybody.
And you definitely don't have to. This is not a forced situation.
Go on in.
Okay, come on in.
And if it feels okay, you can maybe just check in to the first part of you, make sure it's okay to
Yes.
Okay. Take a nice deep breath, and we're gonna support and serve the person in front of us, like relaxing their shoulder muscles. We're giving you a little love and attention. Say, oh, these muscles are gonna work in the garden in a little bit. We can just feel how it feels to serve another human being, right? You are getting served yourself at any time. But the person who's in front of the line,
Who's the winner up there?
or the back of the line, it's not necessarily getting so much to start. But we're gonna turn around and start getting and then maybe like a little down the back, take a little breath. Let all those muscles let go. And just check in and how it actually feels when you do serve somebody. How does it feel? Does it feel good for you? Does it feel like you're giving too much of yourself? Giving, taking, receiving. It's a little massage. Deep breath. And while you're doing that, relaxing. If you're relaxing your body, if you're feeling like tense, like you're feeling anything about, oh, am I doing this right? Are you feeling okay about it? Or you're just giving. You're just serving. Just letting that go. Take a deep breath, and we're going to turn around and help serve the person on the other side so that change gets a little.
All right.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
There you go. Good. Look at this guy. Yeah. Okay. Nice and loose. Nice and loose. All the way down. Deep breath. Massage a little bit. Very good. Oh, one more second. 30 more, 10 more seconds. It's so nice. See the smile. This is the people relaxing. We're going to get in the garden a little bit, pick some grass up, some weeds up.
I wish I could teach my cats how to do this. The cats are the masters.
Cats of the mountain.
Making muffins, right?
Yeah.
You do kitty paws, kitty paws. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Okay, we're not going to lie, no thank you. But stay where you are. Okay, so you're going to start to turn to the person on stage. Two people, to your partner. You two, you two, you two, you two, you two. Okay. Okay, good. You're just going to go back to back.
Oh, okay. Back to back.
Okay. All right.
So just how we had a nice relax, we're going to do a little forward and back stretching, okay? So be careful now. If you don't feel good about it, that's it. We're going to like link arms if it feels okay, like link a little, but not too hard, just a little gentle link. And one person's going to go, you're going to decide, a little partner yoga we're doing, okay? One person's going to go forward, and the other person will just relax.
We're all gonna go together.
We
all gotta go
together.
All go together. Yeah. You might move this to the side a little bit.
Oh.
Relax your neck, relax your neck. There you go.
Oh,
And it's it'll pulse. Not too much. There you go. Oh, good. Come back up. And then you just if you're not having enough, you can move the side a little. And the other way. Go the other way. You're stretching your back out. Oh.
All right, you ready?
Ready?
All right, here we go.
Feel it. Crack it.
Okay, back up.
Oh.
We're gonna stretch our arms up. When one person's really tall, Kenji's tall, so I gotta stretch his arms. Both are stretching really tall.
This is nice.
You got it.
And then yes, side to side, exactly.
Oh yeah.
Okay, now back to center. This is gonna be a tough one.
We're going to do a
A little knee shake.
Yeah,
Knee
just
shake. Okay.
down.
So this involves pressing on your partner a little bit. Okay. And just bend the knee a little bit. But you gotta both press. And just bounce like you're on a chair.
Oh.
There you go. And then just relax. Wiggle your knees a little. Stretching your butt. Feel called to it. You can try to go all the way down, but you don't need to.
Trust. Move back a little
Nice.
more. Move back a little more.
Come back up. Come back up.
Takes a lot of trust, right?
One more side one. So you can break the side. We're going to side to side. We're just going to do this big stretch this way. All the way up. All the way this way.
Oh, okay.
You ready?
And you can kind of scoot your legs out a little bit more. And scoot your, yeah. Now relax your neck, shake your neck out. Shake your arms out. We can make a little dance twirl. Go back and forth. Dance twirl. Other side. That's another side.
That is a good one. That's a good one.
Okay, and then close your eyes for a second. And then everyone close their eyes and just do a little like shake. Like take your arms, take your shoulders. No one's looking at you. Everyone's just shaking, nice and loose. Deep breath. Take a deep breath in, and then just like you're rolling down to the ground. Roll up vertebrae by vertebrae. Vertebrae by vertebrae. Thank you, sir. And then
Thank you.
let's see. Thank you.
Yeah.
You're right. See that tomorrow? Awesome. That was fun.
Good work.
Yeah, mine too. Yeah.
Sorry to Danny. Chicken in the garden.
Chicken. Is that Henrietta?
I think I'll stay standing so I can stay in the shade. Is this the right way? Right down here? No mics? Yeah, it is. Does it get in here? I don't know. That's it.
Will the chair work? Or will you be too tall?
Right?
Want to try it? I think you're going to be too tall with the chair.
Yeah, I will be.
Okay.
A little closer. Thank you. All right, cool.
You're not too tall. It's just for the sun. No judgment.
I'm a little too high right now. Oh, I did? Okay. All right, there we go. I took a couple notes here as I was reflecting on service. There we go. Thanks. How's that? It's good. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for coming. We made it today, past the traffic, the arts festival, through everything in life, everything that it took to get here, driving in the car, getting the ride, making the time. Well done. Service. Let's see. I looked it up and defined it, right? So basically, I'm going to bring you on the journey of my thought process through service, and then what sweet Pavana brought to my awareness, a nice reading that I learned something today. And the definition of service per the dictionary is the action of helping or doing work for someone. Helping or doing work for someone. So that's a concept that I'm going to come to. And I wanted to share a quote that came up as Sarah was sharing how she found herself through service. And really, I am finding that it's a secret sauce. It can be the secret sauce to like shift everything in our lives. And there's a quote apparently by Hanuman, a deity in India, in Hindu. And he said, when I don't know who I am, I serve you. When I know who I am you. Which to me is this sense of like peace. When we're at peace and we know who we are, everything's fine. Everything really is okay. We're really taken care of and all is good. Creator has it taken care of. And then something arises within us, a hunger to do something in life. Something arises to move, to affect the outside world in some way, or to affect our own feeling, right? And that hunger has us up and moving. And that's what seems like service, right? Seems like it gets confusing whether it's service to ourselves or service to another, because it's all one, right? But this action of getting up and moving, responding to life really is service, as I'm getting to. So service is the action of helping or doing work for someone. And what came in through the reading today is the concept of progress as being the help for somebody. So basically, when we want to help something or serve something, we're wanting to do something better for that thing. Whether it's a person, we want to help them along, have a happier life. If it's the garden that we're serving the land, we want it to be more abundant and give our thanks to it. We want things to move along, right, in that progress. And what happens is, due to just the busyness of society as we've been evolving as people, our attention has been turned towards the outside for progress. And that's where we have all these incredible technologies, all these advances, right? And all these things going on that is from us wanting to progress our world, our outside world. And it's actually it's all beautiful, fun stuff. And it's actually at a sacrifice to having that energy available for our own inner world, right? That energy is going out to change when ultimately we're experiencing this world chemically through our bodies, through our chemistry, and through the hormones that our body is releasing based on what's going on, based on what we eat, based on if there's a fear, if there's something we need to be afraid of, based on if someone's giving us a gift and we can be happy and we're feeling good. All this stuff is dictating our life, and we're seeking this connection and this feeling, whether the feeling is safety or feeling good, this and that. And as it comes to progress and that evolution, uh, so in the reading, Richard Rudd, who wrote the Gene Keys, he's talking about how this progress really has little to do with the stuff externally. It has everything to do with inner awareness. We're progressing in how we're experiencing the world, all of us, right? And any of us who've had some big experience where we're buzzing either from doing a lot of exercise, or maybe we accomplished some feat that we didn't think we could do. We surfed some wave or lifted some big thing, or maybe just playing with our friends, or we ate some funny plants and had some different experience. We drink some tea and all of a sudden we're buzzing around all over the place. Um, this is all chemicals taking place in our experience. So ultimately, what we're looking for is the experience of connection, right? And what we come to find out is that progress, the accomplishment of progress in a person, in the body, is associated with the release of serotonin in the body. And serotonin induces a state of satiation and fulfillment, basically fullness, right? And so it's really interesting. Nature does this, that nature programs us to feel good when we do the things that will evolve nature, right? Like nature programs us to want to mate and perpetuate the species because that's going to evolve it. And apparently, nature programs us by releasing serotonin in us when we progress, when we have some progression in our evolution, in our consciousness, and the way we see the world. So low serotonin equals feelings of hunger. Low serotonin equals hunger. So what happens? We're feeling low in serotonin. We're feeling hungry. What do? We look for some food, or we look for some activity that'll distract us for a little bit, or some other magic tea that will, take away our hunger. Whatever. We're looking to get that little boost of serotonin. Maybe we don't need food. Maybe we go for a jog. Maybe we go for a swim, and we get that boost. Maybe we go and cuddle, hug our partner, and we just want that fix, really. And ultimately, that's guiding all of our actions, right? Everything we're doing, we're looking to just feel better and get that feel good. And this serotonin, it's actually produced mostly by our gut bacteria. Our gut bacteria produces 95%, almost all of the serotonin that is available to us. This feel good fulfillment hormone is produced in our gut, right? So obviously, food is very important. And what he goes on to talk about is that concept of just the brief boost in serotonin, and that externally seeking the food or the thing that will give us the serotonin, if it's coming from externally, it'll never ever truly satisfy us, because innately at the core of the belief, there's a belief there in our DNA, actually in our genes, that if it's externally and then we're getting the serotonin, our body isn't actually able to produce it on its own. So we're looking for that way to feel. And serotonin gives us this fulfillment. It's the only way actually that we can feel oneness and true connection is by feeling this fulfillment. But right as we know that as soon as we get fulfilled, as soon as, oh, that meal was it, by the way, the serotonin, this is related to tryptophan as well, the stuff that's in turkey, right, that makes you tired and sleepy and full, right? So it's this like kind of nice feeling, and as soon as we feel that, immediately we start to empty again. We're like in this fullness, and all of a sudden, oh, here it comes. There's nowhere to go. There's no fuller to get. We start to empty, right? And this is the cycle that can go on and on and on. So coming back to the core of this gene, the belief of it is that it can't be something external. Nothing will do it. When we're going after this hunger, what is this hunger? What are we seeking? In the deepest level, it's seeking that connection and oneness. And by going from being hungry and seeking to fill ourselves and feed ourselves with whatever the thing is, it doesn't matter, and shifting deep inside at that core from being hungry to offering service, it shifts us immediately from lacking, that we're missing something and we need something else, to offering. And the moment in our minds, in our whole being, we are offering something, we're convinced that we have it. We can't give something that we don't have. So if we just start to offer some bit, we have it. If we're looking for love, we offer one bit of love and it arises out of nowhere to fulfill the moment, right? So it's deep. Nothing external can do it. It's deep inside. It's the shift, the decision to not be seeking externally, but to have a different experience, to turn that attention within. And then when that attention is turned back in on oneself, there's a cross of the awareness, and it's what allows a new experience to take place. It's what allows something to some new chemical reactions to take place, new neuro pathways, right? So that we can evolve within, in our consciousness, in our experience, in the hormones that are literally being produced into our bodies. When you give to another unconditionally, you secrete serotonin with feelings of happiness and trust. And when we're full, of course, we can serve. And this is really interesting. So because of the programming we're in, and the awareness of externally, right, achieving in order to fulfill the hunger, is that he says that giving unconditionally in this day and age is such a radical move that it literally short circuits people's brains. So when people see somebody acting in unconditional love, just like not expecting anything, just doing something nice for somebody, it doesn't even have to be you, the one receiving it. We see it and it'll literally short circuit somebody's brain. Like, how is that possible? How are they doing that? And it can trigger people. It can trigger people into distrust and not understanding, right? And part of that is because whatever level we've come to peace with ourselves, and allow ourselves to receive love, and know that we are worthy of love, which we all are as loved human beings, we can allow that in. If somebody comes at us with a very extreme level of unconditional love, that's like, you can do whatever and I just like love you, it's great, it can be very intense, right? So it's an extreme radical move in this day and age to be in service in unconditional love, right? And this place of service, of acting to serve in unconditional love, is the magic key, is the place where we actually can have some influence over our life. It's where we can actually have some free will, and start to shape our destiny in a way, by going on this journey of finding ourselves through reflection, through service, which is this action to life, right? And so this thinking, the gene keys, it's based on the I Ching, which is 64 hexagrams. It's like ancient Chinese wisdom, but it's also like computer programming, basically. And the original hexagram name was Easy Progress. They named it Easy Progress because it's the easiest and quickest way to change your life for the better. That is to give your love unconditionally in as many areas of your life as you dare. If you take on this adventure, you will actually affect the minute workings of your DNA. you'll stimulate new messages and you'll allow a new experience to occur in your life. So it's interesting. They named this hexagram Easy Progress because it's the secret sauce. You act in service, in selfless service, and it immediately starts to produce serotonin in your body. You're feeling fulfilled and happier. And it just brings shifts that we really can't imagine. And he goes on to talk deeper about the miracles, the miraculous life that we can be living when we're on this inner journey, turning this awareness within to be unfolding in a deeper way, as opposed to like looking for the bigger stimulation. Because we're all on our own journey based on our own chemistry, having our own journey experience. We're all seeing things a little different from the perspective we're in and based on the chemistry going on in our bodies, even right here. And our body is recreating itself, our DNA, based on the information that's external, that's coming from our skin, from our eyes, all of our senses. Our body's responding in order to have the best shot at feeling good, at surviving, all these things, right? And food and all these other things give our body to release these good chemicals. But again, it all comes back to that deep shift within, where when we're moving from that place into service to life, which has many different forms of expression, then we get to turn that attention's actually turning back within us, and we're getting to evolve in our own journey, which is what we're doing here today in the farm. And how are we doing on time? You want to get rolling into the farm or do? Cool. Totally. Yeah. So I would just like to invite, before we wrap up, to offer some of that to ourselves, offer some of that service, right? So we just are going for those chemicals. We're going for the feel good, right? And just like we're going to go offer some service to the land here that takes care of us, we can offer service to the land that is our bodies. And it can be selfless. We often think that if we're doing something for our body, it's selfish, but actually it's not, because our body is not us. Our body is a part of creation that we get to borrow and tend to in this life. We're like the being that's deciding what to do with it. So by kind of shifting that and just seeing our body as our piece of real estate, we can actually tend to our own body, whether it's meditating to heal a particular thing in our body, or it's going to get a massage or having a relaxing bath, whatever it is. These things are service to creation, to matter, just like when we tend to the land. And then it becomes selfless. So selflessly take care of yourself, and it all falls in line. Yeah. Oh. And now we're gonna move forward. Oh yeah. Thank you.
So some of these tools, I'm sure you noticed, are a bit pokey and potentially, injurious. So we want to be very careful. We're gonna all go down to one of our favorite little spots along the very entrance of our property, of the Pavana farm, to a little collar bed. It might not be so recognizable as a collar bed right now, but by the end of our little journey out there, you will feel very fulfilled internally and externally by the change that you will see by the collar bed. So we're gonna. If you use the restaurant,
ever since we started talking about this, we've been saving that project.
Yeah. Every time we look at it, we think we're going to do it. Someday there'll be a group of service people and want to transform this plant. It used to be we have pictures of how it used to look, so we can show you after. Okay. Awesome. And so there's tools, and you might be called to the weeder or the shovel or pick or whatever the case is. So, and there's some water over there. It's actually Kangen water. We need water. Nice. So there's cups and there's water.
Which pH was it set to?
9.5.
All right, nice.